Charles Oakley, the enforcer who defined basketball's bad boy era. In the age before load management and friendly rivalries, Charles Oakley walked into the hardwood like a man ready for war. He wasn't there to finesse or flash. He was there to remind you that respect in the NBA had to be earned and not given. Known as Oak, the 6'8" forward, carved his legend not through scoring titles or MVP trophies, but through toughness, intimidation, and the code of loyalty that made him feared and highly revered. When Michael Jordan first arrived in the NBA, it wasn't just his athleticism that turned heads, it was his swagger. But even MJ needed muscle. Charles Oakley, drafted by the Chicago Bulls in 1985, he quickly became Jordan's unofficial bodyguard, clearing lanes and protecting him from cheap shots. Opponents knew one thing: touch Mike and you have to answer to Oak. His elbows spoke a language of their own, fluent in pain and punctuation. He didn't play dirty, he played real. After being traded to the New York Knicks, Oakley found his perfect home under Coach Pat Riley's bruising 1990 system. Madison Square Garden became a battleground, and Oakley was his general. His clashes with players like Alonzo Mourning and Charles Barkley are the stuff that NBA folklore is made of. He wasn't afraid to mix it up, whether it meant a hard foul, a mid-court shove, or a verbal sparring that could rattle the toughest rival. The Knicks of that era, alongside Patrick Ewing, Anthony Mason, and John Starks, embodied the gritty soul of New York basketball. Oakley's physical presence wasn't just about muscle, it was about message. Coming to the Garden, and you got to fight for every inch. Charles Oakley fights were just random outbursts. They were statements of principle. He lived by an unspoken code: protect your teammates, never back down, and stand tall in every confrontation. From his matchups with Dennis Rodman to the unforgettable tension with his former team's ownership, Oakley never let anybody play him soft. His hands, once tools of defense and dominance, became symbols of defiance when he was controversially dragged out of Madison Square Garden in 2017, a moment that reignited the myth and the eternal label of a rebel in the NBA. In today's games of friendly handshakes and highlight reels, Charles Oakley's era almost feels mythical. He wasn't a villain, he was a protector, a man who demanded accountability. He earned respect not through stats, but through fear and fairness. His story is a reminder that basketball once had warriors, not just athletes. And when you mention toughness, there's no debate. Charles Oakley remains the original bad boy you never wanted to cross. If you enjoy me doing these breakdowns of people, please drop a like, comment, and subscribe. Also, please tell me who you want me to cover later, and I will get around to them. In the future, I will be covering a lot of people and subjects, so it will be good if you guys can give me some people that you want me to cover. That way, I can give you guys what you want. With that being said, that was the journey of Charles Oakley, the enforcer.